Today was a very tragic day. In case you somehow have not heard, there was a mass shooting in Orlando, Florida, last night. This video is going up on Sunday, by the way. There was a mass shooting, and as of right now, as of when I'm recording this, the death toll is at 50 people, and the number of people injured is at 53. And this is the worst mass shooting in United States history. And a gay club was shot up at night. And just a very, very tragic event. Very sad event. And I wanted to talk a little about it. Just to get some points across. I'm not going to be talking about any politics whatsoever regarding this. I said I would keep politics off the channel. I plan to maintain that trend because you guys don't deserve to hear me, ramble about my views, and you guys don't really have the same opportunity to express your own towards me. So I promised I wouldn't do that. I'm not going to do that now. But if you follow me on Twitter, you already understand my stance on this whole issue. So if you really want to see it, you want to see my political point of view on this, go on my Twitter, and you'll find it right there. But one thing I wanted to say before we really get into the nitty-gritty of what I wanted to talk about is that I hate people who politicize tragic events like this before they send their well wishes and prayers to the families and the victims. It's just wrong. It's wrong to have the first thing you talk about regarding a tragic event like this be politics. It's wrong. The first thing you should do if you're going to talk about this is send your prayers and your well wishes to the families of the victims and the victims themselves. It's just not right to politicize something like this. I understand that many political issues come into play with this, but you can discuss those, I think, after you send your prayers and well wishes. Because I just feel like it's not okay to do that. I feel like it's selfish, it's wrong, it's heartless to do that sort of thing. It's just not okay. So I just wanted to mention that before I got into the nitty-gritty of what I wanted to say. And I decided to upload this video today on Sunday and record this video today. Because if I put this in a weekly update video, which would be tomorrow, it would take me ages. The video would be very long. It would be close to half an hour, I'm willing to bet, because I have a lot to say, I think. You can look at the video length to determine that for yourself. But there's just a lot I would want to say, and then it would become a really long video, and you guys wouldn't want to sit through that. So, yeah, it deserves its own separate video anyway because it was such a major, tragic event, and I needed to talk about it. So, we're doing that right now. A lot of people say, what kind of person would harm and kill other human beings? And that's right. That's a good question to pose. What kind of person? What kind of person would do that? What kind of person would take another person's life? Another person's gift? What kind of person would do that? A deranged person, a madman, a person that has no feelings whatsoever for any other person other than him or herself, a person who does not deserve to live. A person who will rot in hell for eternity. That is the kind of person that commits these sorts of crimes, that takes people's lives. That's the kind of person that does that. And it was just such a tragic event because we never really expect something on this scale to happen to us. That's why 9/11 was such a huge surprise to everyone. Even more so if it had been in a... No, that's not what I meant. If it had been in a European country, if 9/11 had occurred in a European country or some country other than the United States, it wouldn't be as much of a surprise to us. But because it occurred in the United States, we were taken aback. We were blown back, blown away that something like that would happen to us. And the same thing has happened today with the shooting. We don't expect shootings on that scale to kill that many people, to injure that many people. We expect to see that in countries in the Middle East. We expect to see that in Europe nowadays because of all the things that are going on, because of ISIS and all of those groups taking innocent lives. But we don't expect it to happen here. We expect shootings to happen here, but we don't expect something on this scale. And that's what makes this event even more tragic, because we expect, we think our police can protect us 100%. Our government will protect us 100%, but that's not true. These people, sometimes they're off the radar. No one knows that they're going to do anything wrong, that they're going to do something like this. No one suspects anything, and it's very tragic. It's very tragic. Just this whole event. Now, as of right now, the entire state of Florida is a bit on edge, especially the LGBT community in Florida, in the various places that they, exist. They're a bit on edge because we still don't know, as of when I'm recording this, whether or not this guy was for sure a lone wolf. We don't know if there are more people out there that plan to commit more crimes of this variety. We don't know if we're going to have, like a Paris situation on our hands. This attack did occur in the middle of the night, but we still don't know if, anything is going to, if anything else is going to happen. If someone's going to, be a copycat, do the same thing in another place, that sort of thing. We don't know. Regardless, though, I do ask of you to send your prayers and your well wishes to the families and the victims of the families. If you have a Twitter, that's a good way to do it. If you have any form of social media, that's a good way to do it. But if you don't and you want to, there was something going on about a hotline, but that was for the families of the victims. Just find a way to express your compassion and your just gratitude, for this event, because right now the victims and the families of the victims definitely need that. They need to see that, hey, the world is on their side for the most part. Most of the world is on their side. So, I just wanted to make this video, informing you guys in case you didn't know, telling you not so much my thoughts on it, but what I think you guys should do. These things, they happen. Of course, I could get into the political aspect of it, whether or not they can be prevented, that sort of thing. But I'm not, because, again, I'm keeping politics off the channel, regardless of what happens. So, yeah. I'm not sure if there's anything more for me to say. Just send your prayers, well wishes to the victims and to the families of the victims. They definitely need it at this point in time. So definitely send them some well wishes. I don't want to see a fight, any fights regarding politics or anything in the comment section. That's just one thing I don't want you guys to comment about in the comment section. Don't, please. This I wish for at least one day the United States and the world, the people that look at these events, that witness these events, that learn about these events, I wish that one day, just for one day, we'll throw out all the politics and we'll just unite and express our compassion for the victims and their families. And then, all I want is one day. The next day, the politics can, become the forefront of what happened. But I just wish that one day, for one day, that would be the case. But sadly, that's not how it is. People want to talk about why this happened. And frankly, we need to have these discussions because we need to find out what happened. We need to find out how we can prevent this, that sort of thing. Yeah, I just don't want to see any flame wars in the comments section. I don't want to see people going nuts on each other. It's not something I want to see in the comment section. If you want to get into a discussion or an argument regarding this whole issue, Twitter's a good place for that. Any form of social media is good for that. If someone else's comment section is open to those arguments and flame wars, go ahead and take it there. Because I frankly don't want to see that here. I just want to see well wishes, prayers, if you have any, and just a lot of compassion towards the families. If you live down in the Orlando area, I believe if you go there, go to close to where the shooting happened, there's a blood bank set up or something. You can donate blood if you want to. I definitely recommend doing it if you are close to the Orlando area, just to express your compassion, to donate, to show that you care. Of course, you can't do it if you're under the age of 18, I believe. So either that or you have to have your parents' permission in order to give blood. But if you can, I definitely recommend doing it if you live down in that area. But that's all I wanted to talk about regarding this issue. Nothing more. Again, prayers, well wishes, compassion, caring, love. It's what the victims and the families of the victims need, and it's frankly what the world needs right now. So please express that to the best of your ability, and I'll talk to you guys later.